Good morning. Hello, replay viewers. How are you? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending upon what time you are joining us. And if somehow you have stumbled upon us, someone shared us with you, or you just kind of found this video, listen, this is what we're talking about. We're doing a book review, and we're talking about this amazing book and applying it to business. My name is Demita McGee. My husband and I own a company called Christian Business Academy Worldwide, and this is the interesting thing. Listen, we are reading this book together called Business Secrets from the Bible, Spiritual Success Strategies for Financial Abundance, and it's written by Rabbi Daniel Lapin. And the amazing thing about this book is that it's a book that I read a couple of years ago, and I did not realize that so many people would be interested in reading this book with me, but that is exactly what has happened. So you have joined us, if this is your first time, on secret number 29. There are 40 secrets in this book, and we are almost at the very end of it. We're at the last third of the book together. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tag a couple of friends of mine. If you are watching the replay, feel free to do the same. Tag some friends, let them know, listen, we are live. We are ready to go. We are in full effect. We are working. Okay, which group am I in? It matters. All right. If you're not a part of the community, what's up, you guys? I see y'all hopping on. If you're not a part of the community, we have a couple of places that you can hang out with us if you're watching this replay. One of those places is on Facebook. And so we have a couple of communities there. 21 Day Financial Fast with Team McGee. That's one of our communities. Another one is the Christian Women's Business Academy. And then, of course, you can always tune into us and join us live via YouTube. Okay, so what's happening, family? I see y'all out there. How y'all doing today? It's a pleasure to be able to hang out with y'all. This chapter today, secret number 29, this is a good one. This is a good one. Okay, a really good one. Hey, what's up? I'm not sure. Somebody is saying, I don't know why I don't get notifications. I wonder if that's the beautiful Ann. You guys, Ann is a newlywed. I'm so excited for her. I mean, a brand new newlywed. Right. Hold on. As in like 3 days? Something like that? Brand spanking new. Which is so cool. I thought I just had but yes, you would have to turn on notifications in order to get them. Okay. So that may be why. Great morning, beautiful. So you can turn on notifications for the group, and that's how you would actually receive them. All right. So y'all make sure, and what's your new last name? It's not Hawkins. You haven't changed it yet. She said, yes, 4 days, y'all. She brand spanking new to the Marriage Club. Congratulations, y'all. Brand spanking new. I'm so happy for you. What's up, Latasha? Hey, Tanisha. I see you. Congratulations, sis. I'm so happy for you. All right, y'all. Listen, today, you said you turned them on, but they stopped. That's a great question. Okay, so her new last name is Ann Mooney. I knew it was with an M, but I couldn't remember offhand. I didn't want to mess it up. I don't know, Ann. You may have to turn them back on. I don't know if Facebook turns them off after a while. I have no clue. That's so weird. All right, y'all. So listen, let's dig into secret number 29. We are on 29 of 40 secrets in this book. You guys are hanging in there. Y'all are killing it. This book is such a blessing to me. It's changed. It's transformed, so much of how I feel about business and how I feel about money, because this is where it started for me with this book 2 years ago, a little over 2 years now. So I'm so grateful for this book, y'all. Oh my God. It's 2.5 years now. So grateful. Now, secret 29, what we're talking about specifically is feeling right about money makes you act right. Y'all, this is a big one. This chapter right here, this is a powerful chapter. So I need God to just give us all the enlightenment possible. So let's go ahead and thank him this morning and really dig in. Great morning, Father. Thank you so much for another beautiful, magical day that you have allowed us to be a part of. Father, we know that somebody laid down last night and they did not wake up today, but we know that we are on this side of heaven. Today is the day that you have made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. Father, this morning we say thank you. You've already done more than we could potentially or possibly thank you for. You've already done multiple things for us this morning that we couldn't do for ourselves. So we are 100% dependent and leaning on you. This morning, we just want to take a moment, stop, slow down, breathe this beautiful air that you've created just for us. Experience this miraculous day that you've created for us. And slow down and say thank you. Father God, you've created us to be a blessing, yet and still you continue to bless us. Thank you, Father. Thank you for allowing us to come together in your name again. God, every single morning that we hop on these videos, we are learning something that brings us closer to you. And for that, God, we are so grateful. The wisdom that you continue to impart in us that we don't even realize is happening. God, thank you. You putting us in a position to be able to impart wisdom to someone else. God, thank you. You allowing us to bless someone with a word, not just with a dollar bill, but with a word that will take them further. God, thank you. Thank you for putting us in a position to give them a fish. God, thank you. But thank you for also using us to give someone a fish when they need it. God, thank you. Thank you for choosing us to be your vessels. God, thank you. Thank you for trusting us. God, thank you. Thank you for preparing us, because the word tells us that you send us out there as lamb among wolves, but God, you don't send us unprepared. So we thank you this morning for the armor that you've given us that we can cover ourselves with. But in addition to that, God, we thank you for every single warring angel that you send to cover us. We thank you for every single person that you've sent to connect to us. We thank you, Father God, because you cover us in our most vulnerable moments. And so this morning, we just take a moment to just tell you, thank you. God, we have a sense of expectation this morning. We know there's something that you're going to feed our spirit that we couldn't have fed ourselves. And this morning, we expect to get a word from you. And so, God, now I ask you to move me out of the way and teach us whatever it is that you would have us to know. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. All right, so check this out. Tanisha says this book, same for her. Huge transformations this second time around. Yes, I can't even, absolutely, I agree 100%. Same thing for me. Digging into this way has been such a blessing. So let's jump right into it. Listen, feeling right about money makes you act right about money. One of the things that I learned very early in business, and we see it all the time. When I first started as an entrepreneur, it was in network marketing. When God transitioned me from network marketing into having my own coaching company and launching that company 5 years ago, almost 6 years ago now, when that happened, this was interesting. At one point, I just could not do it. I didn't feel right asking people for $1,000 for a program. I didn't feel right asking people for $5,000 for a program. Yet and still, I saw people, I saw other coaches, and I saw them saying specifically their programs were $10,000, $25,000. I saw people charging prices where they were earning literally 6 figures a month just from coaching other people. And so I started thinking to myself, I just can't charge those prices. How are the results for the people that I was working with? The problem was me. It wasn't the other people. I was the one that was uncomfortable asking for what I felt like I should be able to charge. And then you hear I said that I felt like I should be able to charge. Then at the same time, there was also this perspective of, I'm not comfortable asking for that kind of money. Should I really be able to charge that? Shouldn't I have more experience? Like, it is the hardest thing for a lot of us to ask for what we honestly think we are worth. I nickeled and dimed myself so much that first year. It was insane. The first year I earned $10,000. $10,000 in 12 months, $10,000. And this is what's so interesting about that. I did it $50 at a time. I would not charge more than $50 for a program. And I was putting in so much time and so much energy and so much effort and helping people get results. And I was only charging $50 for programs. And so when you take that $50, when you take that $10,000, you divide it by 50. I was doing a lot of little programs, creating a lot of little stuff, when I could have 10x'd that money by charging what I should have been charging for those programs. The challenge is that we don't have the right idea about money. And I love how he starts off this chapter. He says that quick action, it has to be instinctive. It's an impulse with no conscious thought involved. Thought will slow you down and it will trip you up. Such quick reactionary movement is only possible when there is the unity of body and soul. Now, that seems really distant for what I'm talking about. He uses the example of, say you're going on a business trip and you're going in a seedy area, like you're going in an area that you don't feel safe about. A lot of crime activity happens there, but you promise this business, this person that you're doing this business transaction with, that you would go. So you go ahead and you're going to fly in. But before you do, you stop at the bookstore and you get a book on self-defense and you read that book. It tells you exactly what to do. It tells you to grab the hand here, to twist here, to do this. You read the book in detail. You study the book. You do pretty good. But when you get to wherever you're going, this neighborhood that's not so great, a little dangerous, just what you feared happens. There is metal pressed to your head and you feel it. There's a gun on your head. And the person says, listen, give me your money or give me your life. Now, you can say, hold on one second. Let me go check back to chapter 17 really quick to see what I'm going to do here. Just give me 1 minute. Obviously, we know it's too late. The point is, in order to respond in that situation, if you're going to have self-defense or respond in a way that's going to, I'm getting tripped up on my words. In order to be able to use self-defense in this situation, reading a book is not what you need. You need practice. And a week of practice is not enough. You need practice, practice, practice. You need self-defense classes so the reactions can be instinctual, so you don't have to think. That's where he says the movements have to be so reactionary that it's a fusion of mind and soul, mind and body. All of those things fuse together so you can instinctively act. All right. So what happens, the only way that you can achieve that type of unity is through repetition. That doesn't come from reading a book. That comes from going to self-defense classes over and 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 over. A week is not long enough to internalize something as complicated as martial arts. He says to act quickly, assuredly, and appropriately. When you are attacked, you internalize your knowledge of self-defense. It's internal. And through repetition, you move that knowledge of martial arts out of your head into your body and into your soul. But that takes practice. Now I want you to think about that. How does that relate to money and business? Okay. What you really want to happen when it comes to discipline, when it comes to internalizing a principle, you want there to be a fusion of your mind, your body, and your soul. You want an infusion. You want it to be so instinctual that it doesn't have to come from your head. It doesn't even just come from your body. It comes from within. Okay. He said that this is when you know you have really internalized a discipline or principle, when you can act properly and instantaneously without involving your mind. That's powerful, y'all. Your soul takes over and tells your body to move. You do not decide what to do in situations like this. You feel what to do. And through study, training, and repetition, you can teach yourself the right thing to do. Why is this so powerful? Because you guys, this is a very important principle in business. I'm going to read this. The lesson is that you cannot think your way out of some problems. You must feel your way through to a solution. As a business professional, we must know how to feel right about money, not just how to think right about it. It's not enough to know intellectually how to handle and view money if our hearts don't feel that knowledge naturally. You can't fake that. You can't. So that's why I would be new to business coaching and want to charge certain amounts, but not feel good about charging certain amounts. Listen, guys, how many times, think about over the course of our lives. Think about this. This is really game changing. Think about over the course of our lives, what's been implanted into our subconscious mind. What's been implanted there? Because see, a lot of us feel like, or a lot of us don't understand that there is the conscious and the subconscious mind. What happens when we're young, the subconscious mind takes in all of this information. That is where our belief system comes from. And so oftentimes we try to change our perception, change how we think about things, but we change it on a conscious level, not a subconscious level. So when we were children and when we were getting programmed and introduced to our parents' philosophies, churches' philosophies, whatever, however we were taught, what happens is in our subconscious mind, a lot of us were taught improper things about money. The reason we were taught improper things about money is because a lot of our families didn't come from money. And so if your family was not wealthy, how are they going to teach you about wealth? They can only teach you from the perspective of what they've known and what they themselves have been taught. It's so powerful, especially when you look at African American people and you see Black and brown people, especially in the United States. African American is a big one. When you see that we've passed down from generation to generation these subconscious beliefs that we don't even realize we have. And so we're getting taught these things as children, and you're trying to figure out why you're struggling financially. It's because you still don't have a good relationship with money. And the fact that we don't even realize we're supposed to have a relationship with money, that's a problem. So in order to break that, you got to go deep. You got to go into your subconscious. It's not something that happens at a conscious level. It's something that happens at a subconscious level. What does that require? That requires you trying to literally, not trying, but that requires you looking at what have you been taught? What have you been taught? We've been taught things like, y'all know it, money doesn't grow on trees, right? We've been taught things like money can't buy happiness. All these things, we've been taught these things, okay? We've been taught that it's really important to just be comfortable. Because see, if I don't want for more, if I'm happy with just being comfortable and I don't earn a lot of wealth, amass a lot of wealth, then guess what? If I don't amass a lot of wealth, I'm not disappointed because I said I only wanted to be comfortable. I said I only needed enough money to pay my bills and have maybe a little extra. I just need to be able to pay my bills, feed my children, maybe take them to the movies here or there. No, that's not what Team McGee wants. Team McGee wants a lot more than that. But I had to get through all the discomfort, and I still am working through a poverty mindset. A lot of us do not understand that we have been indoctrinated with the poverty mindset. I remember, okay, so my mentor is in town. She's flying out today. And I was talking to her the other day as we were driving through Chicago. We were driving through the city, okay? Because they've never really been in the city. Her daughter's never been here. So I was taking them to the parts you're not going to hear about and all the parts you're going to hear about, like all of it. And so the beautiful areas, they're not so beautiful areas. The hood, they're not hood. You know what I mean? So all of it. And one of the things I was telling her, I said, I always talk about this beautiful, estate that I want, that we're working towards, with this really just beautifully large home that has a east wing, a west wing, right? It's that large, that has multiple houses on the property, that literally is so large, the only way you can get around the property is with like driving it with a golf cart. That's how large, how many acres of land that we have. And I said, as beautiful as I can picture this estate, I can see the land. As much as I can see all these things, as I drive through the city, I think, will I miss this? Will I miss it's going to almost feel weird not being in a place where I can see struggle, and so that's me still working through my poverty mindset. You know what I mean? I still working through that, you know what I mean? And pushing through. And I have been learning about a wealthy lifestyle, or I've been out of the wealthier lifestyle much longer than I've been in learning about this wealthy lifestyle. And so it takes work to get your mind right and your spirit right to be able to accept the things so you don't reject them. And that's what he's talking about in this chapter. Y'all, this is just so powerful, because I know how I have struggled and continue to push. And I understand how a lot of people get stuck because they're stuck here. And so if you're stuck here, you're never even given an opportunity to get into your spirit because you're stuck here. And so we gotta feel right about money. Okay. So we can start taking different actions. Notice he said, we don't have to think right about money. This secret says feeling right about money makes you act right. He didn't say thinking right, because his point is that thinking about it is not enough. It has to become so ingrained that it's not just thinking, it is literally what you feel from the inside. So it moves from your mind into your body, into your soul. And I know a lot of people are uncomfortable with that. Ask yourself. I want you to ask yourself if what I'm saying, having this really great feeling about money, makes you uncomfortable. I want you to ask yourself why. Why are you uncomfortable having a conversation about money? Why are you uncomfortable with the idea of wealth? Why are you so comfortable just being comfortable? Like, where'd that come from? Where? Why can you look at someone? Why can you look at the Kardashians having such a flamboyant lifestyle and think that it's just not even possible for you to live that way? Why? Why is it okay for them, but it's not okay for you? And if it's not okay for you, or it's not okay to you for them to have it, then why do you have an issue with them living so fabulous? Why? Start asking yourself, why do I feel this way about money? Like, where did this negative feeling about money come from? Where'd that come from? Because that's what you got to start dealing with and working through. Because see, if you don't feel positive about money, you're not going to have enough. You're always going to find yourself stuck because you'll repel it. You will literally repel wealth away from you. Okay. He said that let's look at some of the things he said. Have you ever known somebody who was visibly uncomfortable giving you a bill for their service? Y'all, that was me all day. It was so hard for me to ask people for money, for services that I rendered. Being a coach, it was so difficult. It was hard for me to ask for what I knew I should have been asking for. When I finally started charging $1,000 a month, y'all, that was a big deal. For coaching, that was a huge deal. When I finally started doing that. And guess what? People paid it. When I said it, they were like, okay. I actually had somebody who told me, I didn't know how much it was going to cost to work with you, but whatever you said, I was going to pay it. It didn't even matter. Whatever number you gave me, I was going to figure it out. Right. And so I was the one who was really uncomfortable asking for the payment. I was the one uncomfortable, giving out the bill. Okay. He says that some people, this is big, have been so indoctrinated to feel bad and wrong about money that they'll even look down to their feet and mumble what you owe. Now, before we judge another person for doing that, have we done it? Right? They don't feel right about money, which is why they come across as unduly apologetic. I hear this a lot in my current business model. In order to partner with us in our current business model, it's $325. And I'll hear people really struggle to tell people the cost of this. They'll tell them it's $325, but they'll really struggle with that $325. Let me tell you something. $325 to be able to amass wealth that is almost, I don't even know if we can count it well. $325, it's an asset. Once you start understanding the differences between assets and liabilities, once you truly start to understand how cash flow works for a poor person, for a middle class person, and for a wealthy person, that is when you truly internalize that. When you truly understand that $325, you start to understand it's not a lot of money. Now, is it a lot of money for a lot of people? Yes. Why is that? Because people are not in situations that allow them to be able to spend this money as freely as they like. However, that same person, the exact same person that is afraid, or not afraid to ask, but the person that they're afraid to ask about the money, that they feel like they might not have it, that same person will have an iPhone in their pocket. That same person will have the newest Samsung Galaxy phone in their pocket. That same person, if they're not wearing Jordans, will buy them for their children. That same person, see, if it's not technology, if it's not shoes, if it's not clothes, there is something that you have an affinity for, right? Is it fast food? Did you spend $500 on fast food this month? Okay, so for you, it's not the iPhone. Okay, for you, it's not the Samsung. For you, it's not the shoes. For you, it's not the clothes. Maybe you're eating all of your money. Okay, I'm just being honest. This the part that's hard that somebody will not take the time and tell you. I'm gonna coach you through it, and I'm gonna be honest with you and tell you no. It's how you feel about money and how you disrespect it, and that's why you don't have it. It's because you disrespect it and don't understand how money works. And so people will be uncomfortable asking for $300, but I know for a fact that the majority of us waste well over $500 every single month. Every month. If I look at your bank statement, your debit card is going to tell where your money going. It's going to tell you. You look at it. Is it at McDonald's? Is it at Chipotle? It's not there? Oh, is it at Potbelly's? Is it at Chick-fil-A? Your bank account will tell you what you love. Your bank account will tell you what your proclivities are. Your bank account will tell you if you're spending so much money on vanity that you don't have nothing left over to invest. Your bank account will tell on you. So if you're trying to figure out like, no, Demita, I don't have the newest iPhone in my pocket, I want you to pull out your bank statement and let it tell you what your proclivities are. Where are you wasting it? Where? So being uncomfortable asking or telling someone how much a service costs, that's an internal issue because you are literally projecting your discomfort onto the other person. That is what you are doing. Because I know for a fact that when somebody spends this $325 and they literally do what it is that we are coaching them to do, I know that $325 is going to be the last thing that they think about later. Why? Because they're going to learn how to make a lot more money than that $325. The money that we spend, this is a true story. The money that we spend, you guys, it's a single digit percentage of what we make every single month. Why would I not spend it? And because I know that for myself, I know it can happen for you. So no, I'm not afraid to ask you about $325 because I know when you use that $325 to get started, I know what it can potentially do for you if you just literally plug in. That's what I know. Okay. So I have been the person that's been afraid before, uncomfortable before, looking down at my feet. I've been that person. And we can hear that when you do it. People can hear it. We can hear the apologetic tone in your voice. We can hear it. We can hear the lack of confidence. We can hear it. What we got to do is deal with us so we can fix that so we don't feel that way, right? He said, if you feel this way about money, you need to overcome those feelings because they are misguided and they're holding you back in your professional life. That's what we don't understand. That is holding you back. It was holding me back. I should have been earning 6 figures like the second year of my coaching company. The second year. Right? Because I was helping people get the results they were looking for. I should have been with the right target audience, right? And I should have been requesting what it was I should have gotten paid. The second year, I should have gone from 10,000 the first year to 6 figures the second. But my discomfort with money got in my way. Just like he said right here. My misguided views of money, my poor relationship with it, was holding me back professionally. And guys, it's holding you back too. It's holding you back. Okay? He said they are making you appear like someone who does not understand the business world. Y'all, this is powerful. Neither of those things is good for your bottom line. What you need to do is the same thing you need to do to teach yourself self-defense. Learn the right way to feel about money and practice those principles until they are integral to the way you feel. This is what's interesting. What a lot of people do not understand. Hey, Lana, I see you, Queen. What's up? This is what's really interesting and what a lot of people do not understand. We go into business, right? And what we want to do when we go in business is we want to kill it the first year. We want to kill it the second year. We always overestimate what we can do in 1 year and underestimate what we can do in 5. Always. This is what I want to tell you. Is that you got to work through these things. You got to work through these things. And as you work through these things, you're going to see your effectiveness get better. And you're going to see your bottom line grow. You got to work through this relationship with money. You are shooting yourself in the foot. Like you are literally shooting yourself in the foot. He gives such a great example here in Secret number 29. He said he has a BMW and it's a 12-cylinder. And what was funny, he said, I think everybody should have a 12-cylinder for at least one time in their life. And now he gives this hypothetical situation. He said, let me tell you, this is just a story. I would not do this. He said, but the thing about the 12-cylinder engine is it's just not happy going any speed under 70 miles an hour. So he wants to get out on the open road. He wants to drive. I believe that part of the story is true. The next part, I think, is where he's like, listen, I'm just illustrating something. It's not how I would handle it. He says, well, out on the open road, I see a police officer and I'm going over 70 and I'm hugging the curves and my car is doing the thing and I'm enjoying the drive. He says, do I slow down for this one officer? He says, no. I'm not, because there's only a finite number of officers on the road in the first place. So I'm just going to go ahead and speed right past him. Right? He said, but then I come up to an accident. Okay. And in this accident, I see that somebody is really hurt. Like there's emergency personnel, ambulances, police officers. There's so much happening. And he said, do I speed past them? He said, actually, I feel bad because it was probably some neglectful driver being irresponsible like me right now that caused this. That feeling makes me slow down. It's not the number of officers. It's none of that. Because it's still a finite number of officers on the road. He said that feeling of looking at them and seeing that they've been in this accident and it could have been somebody just speeding and just driving and being irresponsible and not caring, kind of like I am right now, could have caused that. That feeling makes me react. That's what happens. And he says that's what happens with you and money. It's the feeling that causes you to react. The feeling. So if you have a negative feeling about money, you're reacting according to that feeling. Y'all, this is powerful. This is what a lot of people do not understand. They don't understand that no matter how many businesses they start, they're stuck. It doesn't matter if you could start the best, you guys, you start a business. Someone right next to you starts the same business at the same time. They excel beyond you faster. They don't have a better network, nothing. But you feel stuck. It's because you got to get this and this right first. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. See, there's somebody out there, they already believe, listen, I'm a money magnet. Money flows to me effortlessly. I get checks in the mail. People are literally chasing me down to join my business. Like I could not pick up the phone, but they're going to keep calling. That person, see, they got a better relationship with money than you do. Their subconscious tells them that they are born to be wealthy. They're meant to be wealthy. And no matter what, they're going to be. And people are going to chase them down to join their organization, purchase their products, get their service. They're going to chase them for it. Constantly. The phone won't stop ringing. You, on the other hand, feel like, how come people won't buy my stuff? No matter how many times I try to show them, I don't understand what is happening. People just, I don't know. People just don't have money. No, sis, stop saying that. People have money. They're wearing it. People have money. They're eating it. If you got lashes, if you got nails, if your eyebrows done, you got money. The person you're looking at, they got money. If you live in the United States and you even a little bit chunky, you got money. You eating it. I'm just being completely honest because somebody not going to tell y'all the truth. I'm telling you the truth. Now, don't be a little chunky with your nails done, with your lashes done, and your eyebrows done at the same time. Stop playing. Don't even try it. Don't even have a pedicure. Don't try it. It is because of what you are telling yourself over and over and over again. It's because of what you're telling yourself. And so you are attracting what you are saying. You are saying that people don't have money, so you keep attracting people that don't want to pay you, that don't value what you're doing. Okay? That's what you're doing. See, the person that feels like, yes, people, they gonna pay me like I am a money magnet, that's who they're going to attract. They're going to attract the person because they already feel it. See, a lot of us, I'm telling you guys right now, and don't be a Christian. Oh my God. Because see, as believers, one of the things that we struggle with is the concept of energy. Like, don't let somebody talk about energy. I'm telling you, we are quick to like shut them off. But the reality is, everything is energy. Why is it that we feel like the moment somebody says energy, they just shut God out? No, they didn't. Let me tell you, God created all things, everything. God created the universe. You were okay talking about the universe when it was a planet, but the moment somebody says something about energy, you're like, oh my God, no. That is just like, no. Let me tell you, God created all of that, all of it. He created everything. And this is what's the power of energy is, yes, it's real. It's real. And so one of the most, listen, let me see how I'm getting excited. And so I can calm myself down so I can explain this well. I remember this, and I've seen this before, but I had forgotten about it until one of my coaches brought it to my remembrance. You guys, some of y'all are old enough to remember like when Radio Shacks used to be around. Remember when they used to have the Radio Shacks? Or remember when they had the toy stores in the mall where you can go into the toy stores in the mall, and it would be like the most fun thing as a kid to actually go in a toy store that was physically like an actual store where you could touch and play with all the toys. And they'd have like these things, these big, and they're usually circular. I don't know why, but in a lot of cases they were like round things in the middle of the store, and they have all these types of toys. So they have like toys that would jump constantly, like jumping toys. Then they have like spinning toys, and they have toys that kind of go in all these weird directions. And so they put all these toys in this bin, in this thing where they're all doing all this moving, because of course it's going to attract the kids because it's all the moving. And then after a while, you'll notice that after some time, all the spinning toys are spinning in a corner together. All the jumping toys are jumping in a corner together. All the toys that move in a regular motion are moving in a regular motion in another corner together. Like they've literally found, like they've gotten together, all circular toys in a circle together, all jumping, like they're all together in this bin in separate corners of the bin. Now, how does that happen? Because energy is real. Like attracts like. See, it's hard to hear, but it is the truth. When you look at your business and you feel like your business isn't moving, or you look at your business and you feel like you're attracting some of the like just not good people, the reality is, my friend, my love, my sis, my queen, you are attracting who you are. You don't attract who you want. You attract who you are. So if you want to attract a better person, you got to become a better person. If you want to attract money, you need to understand money. You don't understand it. You don't. I didn't understand it. You guys, me and my husband together brought 6 figures in this house over and over and over for years. For years. It was like we ain't bring nothing in here. Because it was literally just pouring through. Just pouring through. We weren't able to keep a thing. You know why? We didn't understand money. We didn't understand how money works. We didn't understand what we were supposed to do with it. You know what we were taught? Save a little. Pay your bills. Save a little. Save it where? Put it where? Like, y'all, this is real talk. We struggled because we were uneducated. We struggled. And so that's why now we focus on educating people, because we know that once you are educated, you'll make different decisions. And when you make those different decisions, because it's an internal job, it goes from your head to your body to your heart and your soul. Now you'll start making different decisions. You'll have a different outcome. Since it's you that has to change. It's you. It's not everybody outside of you. It is you. That was hard for me to accept and understand, but it was me. Okay. He says that we have to develop the correct feelings about money in our hearts. I'm going to read this because this is powerful. Otherwise, we aren't going to act correctly around money. And in circumstances where we are able to actually produce wealth, you guys, hear this again. Otherwise, we aren't going to act correctly around money. And in circumstances where we're able to actually produce wealth. Let me tell you, so many times So many times. I see it over and over again, because what we do is we actually have a platform where we educate people on how money works, what to do with it. And I see over and over and over and over and over and over again where people will actually have like an amazing opportunity right here, right in front of them, right here. And because it does not look like what they expect it to look like, and because they don't understand that it's an amazing opportunity, they pass it up for some of the most ridiculous reasons. It just makes no sense to me. Ridiculous. It's hard for me to even intelligently put into words. You guys, if your mind isn't right, what will happen if you don't have the right education around certain things, what will happen is that when someone presents, it literally could be $1 million opportunity. I'm going to give you a really great example. I think I've told you guys about this before. I remember when Netflix first launched. And I remember thinking, this is the dumbest idea I have ever heard in my life. Who would want to do something like this? You could just go to Blockbuster. Why would I not want to go to Blockbuster? Right? I remember when Uber launched. I was like, I'm not getting in a stranger's car. I don't even know you. Why would I get in a stranger's car? No, not happening. Not happening. I remember when Amazon only sold books. I remember that. I remember when they first made the Kindle, I was like, no, who would want to read on a device? Like, who doesn't want to feel the pages of a book? That doesn't make any sense. How am I supposed to write in it? How am I supposed to highlight? Like, no. Over and over. When your mind is not receptive, when your mind and spirit are not receptive, you will miss $1 million opportunities every single day. Because I promise you, if you're the person looking at this and feeling like, well, I want one of those opportunities, I promise you, you've been presented with more than one, but you ain't paying attention and you're not ready. And because you don't have the right relationship with money, you don't recognize it when it comes up. Like, you don't recognize a money motivated, money driven opportunity when it is right in front of you. Because that was me. That's how I know. I'm speaking my love language. This was me. I missed so many of them. It was me. And so it's interesting because now we're in the information age, right? And so information is currency, you guys. But this is the thing. You got to take the time to actually acquire the information so you can present it and you can share it, right? What are people not willing to do? They're not willing to take the time to actually acquire the information and the knowledge. It's literally, I don't know, a couple hours a week. And you could educate yourself over the course of the next 6 to 12 months. You could be a completely different person 12 months from now. 12 months ago, I didn't know what I know about money. That's how I know it's possible. That's how I know. 12 months from now, you could be a completely different person. What do you need to get educated about? What? Couple hours a week? Couple hours a week. Like, literally take an hour on Monday, an hour on Wednesday, an hour on Friday. That's 3 hours out of 3 different days. Right? An hour on Saturday, an hour on Sunday. We're talking 5 hours a week that you could take time to learn, build your knowledge, increase your skill set. 12 months from now, you're a completely different person. 12 months from now, completely different. I saw a video this morning. I was watching this video on this young lady, and she was showing how she retwists her locks. And it was just, the video was probably about 8 minutes long, right? So I don't know what made me open up the comments. Oh, because I was trying to see what product she was using. She never said. So I opened up the comments to see, maybe somebody asked and maybe she answered, because it was a lot of comments. It was like almost 1,000 comments. I see a comment that said, I don't know why, but this video is really irritating me. And I'm thinking, why is this video irritating you, right? But there were like 11 responses. So I opened up the responses. And the lady says, I know why, because it's too long. The video was 8 minutes. 8 minutes. You guys, that is why people won't take an hour to educate themselves, an hour out of 5 different days of the week, 1 hour. And you can't convince me that you don't have it. You can't. You can't. See, this morning, we're not going to play no games. This morning, we're going to give it to you raw and honest. You can't convince me that you don't have it. Why can't you convince me? Because if you have time to watch any news, you can't convince me. If you got time to catch up on any show, you can't convince me. If you're trying to get an extra hour of sleep, you cannot convince me. If you are in the car driving from one location to work and it's over an hour, you can't convince me. Why? Get an audiobook. Turn it on while you're in the car. You can't convince me. You cannot convince me. You can find an hour out of your day. You can. You can find an hour. I'm just being honest. You can absolutely find an hour. Let me tell you, I was so tired. A lot of you guys know that I'm training for a half marathon. And I was just so tired before. I was just like, oh my God, I think I just need to get more sleep. I didn't need more sleep. What I needed was to allocate and use my time better. Because when you're not active, you get tired easily. Okay, you really do. So when you have no physical activity, like you have none, you find yourself tired. When you start going to bed at a decent hour and then you start incorporating some physical activity and you try to eat halfway right, you're going to notice your energy level like spikes tremendously. It's really amazing, like amazing. And so I was like, I'm not going to bed earlier. I'm not getting up later. And then I just started my, when I started incorporating this half marathon training, I was like, oh shoot, that was it. Let's work. Let's go. Right. And so you're tired, but you're not doing what you need to do for your body. Like, y'all, we know the answers to the test. We just won't do the damn things. Like, we know the answers. We are all adults here. All of us, we're adults. No kids are interested in watching this stuff. We're all adults here. We know the answers to the test, but we will not take the time to do what we need to do to become the best versions of ourselves. You are not going to be the best version of yourself without some type of income. Money may not be everything, y'all. It may not be. I get that. But the reality is we need it. He likens money to blood, and that blood is our lifeline. He likens it to that in this chapter. And so the reality is there's almost nothing that we do in life that doesn't require it. We need it to eat, right? We need money to eat. We need money to sustain our life. Like, we got bills that we do have to pay. We need money to be able to take care of our children and provide for them. So it's like our lifeline. It touches everything. Okay. So he likens it to blood. So maybe it's not everything, but it touches everything we do. And so something that is that integral to our lives, doesn't make sense that we should learn a little bit more about it. Doesn't it? Doesn't it? Yes, it does. It absolutely does. And so let me finish reading this chapter because I'm getting excited. Okay. So he said, or reading this section, he says, you cannot rely on thinking to do this for you. When he says thinking, he means, let me start from the beginning. We have to develop the correct feelings about money in our hearts. Otherwise, we aren't going to act correctly around money and in circumstances where we're able to actually produce wealth. You cannot rely on thinking to do this for you. When a job offer or a business opportunity presents itself, you don't always have the luxury of limitless time for analysis. You must develop your intuition. You want to be able to feel the right course of action. You cannot think yourself into a place where you are comfortable with money, by which I mean you cannot trick yourself in the moment to believe money is good when deep down inside you are uncomfortable with money. The truth will always seep out, y'all. You have to accept this is true and internalize it now, so that in crucial moments, you will not have to convince yourself that making money is a good thing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Negativity about wealth is quite common in modern society. And so not surprisingly, we tend to feel and therefore think of money in a negative way. Y'all, money isn't negative. We've talked about this now for 29 secrets. It's not negative. What we're getting when we get money is God's reward to us for literally serving his children. If you can internalize that, that's where the beginning of this knowledge will come from. It is God's reward to us for literally focusing on what does his other children need. Remember the rule, or remember the secret. Become obsessively preoccupied with the needs of God's other children. When you do that and we build a business around that, God rewards us financially. Okay? Because he even knows money is necessary. Okay? Excuse me. The point of business is to make wealth by serving your fellow man. And you can't very well do that if you're walking around thinking wealth is bad and loathing and lamenting every dollar in your pocket. The bottom line is this, y'all. Feeling right about money is what separates the best business professional from the rest of the population. You hear that? Feeling right about money is what separates the best business professionals from the rest of the population. You guys, that's good. That's real good. He gives a description of the Olympic athlete. Now, we know that the Olympic athlete, they're at like the top peak performance, like when it comes to conditioning, and they're like at that peak performance. And what happens is at that level, the differences in their physiques are so negligible, like they're so tiny. And so when they ask professionals, well, what is it, when they ask Olympians, what is it that makes, how do you get because you got 3 spots, you got gold, you got silver, you got bronze. That's it. You got all these Olympians and you got 3 spots, 3 awards. How do you get those top 3 awards? What is the difference? Is it training? What is the difference? Is it the age? What is the difference? Nope. You know what the difference is? The winner takes home gold because of his spirit, not his body. His spirit, not his body. The winner is simply the one who is able to demand more of his perfect body than anyone else. They all have the right body at this level of competition, but the winner has the body and the right spirit. The spirit that allows him to extract just a little bit more from his body. You guys, that is so powerful. But this is the same thing in business. Listen to this. You can train and you can study until the cows come home. You can get an MBA. You can get an MBA from a top-ranked program. You can learn to do fancy business models and do an internship with a Fortune 500 company. All of these will hone your business skills and knowledge, and they will increase your chances of success. But to really get into the upper echelons of your industry, you must also work on your spirit. You must develop the correct business spirit. Part of that means viewing money in the right way, not as a product of greed, but as a product of creation. You must 100% understand money. I don't need to go any further than that. We're going to wrap this up and close it out because it's already just after 8 o'clock. The point is, guys, you can do all the things. I know people right now. I'm thinking of somebody right now in my head that went and got their master's degree. And I remember when she got it, I was just like, it's not going to make not a single difference in your income. Not any, because your mind is just completely not where it needs to be. What you're going to do is you're going to go and get this education, high-priced education. You're getting student loans to pay for it. I'm not down at anybody's choice to get educated even further. But I knew when this person got this education, it would not make a difference in her bank account. And guess what? It has not. It absolutely hasn't. I knew. It was for her almost a waste of money. Just more educated. But now she is broke at a higher level because now she got an even bigger bill. Okay. Same paycheck. A really big bill with her student loans. So you're in the same situation with even more bills. That's not smart. But you can't tell people that because the middle class worships degrees. Worships degrees. Like having that degree on your wall is your self-worth. Worships them. Like, oh my God, I got this degree. So that means nothing is what it means, y'all. It means you are educated, and I value education. I'm in school now. I value education, but I do understand that the education that I'm getting right now that has no degree attached to it, because I'm getting educated in 2 areas. I'm getting educated in divinity, which I'm so grateful for. God is dope, right? That has a degree attached to it. I'm getting educated in finances. It has no degree attached to it. And I understand that that degree right there is going to do a lot for my bank account. I don't know where God is taking me when it comes to this degree in divinity. Got no clue, but I'm just being obedient. I don't even know what it's for. I'm just being obedient. But I know what's happening with that education I'm getting that has no degree attached to it. I know exactly what's happening there. Okay. And so, yes, all those things can make us more knowledgeable, all of the things. But until you do the hard work, you're going to find yourself stuck in the same position. You got to do the hard work. I spend a lot of time on the head and the hard work, a lot of time. And part of it is you will see me every morning with my headphones on, meditating. Every morning, meditating. Connecting my mind, connecting my spirit, connecting them every morning, just meditating, spending some time meditating. It's the head and the hard work, the reading, but the putting in practice what I'm reading, the muscle memory. It's the, I don't feel like making the phone calls today, but the muscle memory says that, listen, I got to make the phone calls until the phone calls become comfortable. Do they come to the point that I feel weird when I'm not making phone calls? I got to keep doing presentations until it feels weird that I'm not doing a presentation. I have to do the work. It's muscle memory. I got to continue to do the work. Right? And while I'm doing that work, guess what's happening? I'm also working on my spirit. So while I'm doing the physical activities, while I know that God is like, listen, I put you here, bam, you are part of this master plan, this master design that I have. This is your role in it. Help people get on that path to financial peace. At the same time, while I'm doing that, guess what else I get to do? I also get to work on my spirit. I also get to say, okay, God, I'm reading my word. I'm meditating. Good stuff. Okay, what else do I need to do? I need to internalize this. I need to understand how money works, God. I need to understand it the way you want me to understand it, Lord. I need to understand that you said abundance is my birthright. Let's go, Jesus. I need to understand all those things, and I need to internalize those things, all while I'm learning at the same time, right? At the same time. So let's close this out. You need to internalize, he used my word there, this lesson. Money is good. Do not be ashamed of owning or earning money. When you take money from a customer, you do so in exchange for serving them. You are doing them a favor for which you are being rewarded. There is nothing shameful or immoral about this. On the contrary, it is the most basic way in which you can and must serve your fellow man. This is powerful. I love this part. Someone who has acquired much wealth is someone who has done much good in this world. Imagine that. Someone who has acquired much wealth. Imagine that being you. You've acquired much wealth because you've done so much good, right? Once you internalize this lesson, once you really feel it, your whole relationship with the world, customers, and business professionals will change for the better. I pray that was a blessing to y'all. This chapter here was so good to me. It was good to me because I understand I've been in both places and I'm in transition now, So our next secret, y'all, is secret number 30. You can best attract that which you best understand. Really quick as we're closing out. If you do not have a good relationship with money, get started. How? We're going to start here. This book was integral in me learning a lot, y'all. The 21-day financial fast with Michelle Singletary. Okay. It says right here. Wrong. Here we go. Your path for financial peace and abundance or freedom. This book was so valuable for me. It was so helpful. This will be the 4th time that we are doing this. We welcome you to do it with us. We will officially start on Monday, July the 5th. Okay. A lot of people will be traveling home for the holiday, but we will officially start this book. We will go for 22 straight days. I know it says the 21-day financial fast, but the first day is like an introductory day, but we will go for 22 straight days. So that means that, we will be talking on the weekends, the whole 9. So we will go from the 5th of July all the way until the 27th of July. Every single day we'll be hopping on in the morning talking about this book. It is 21 days. And I'm telling you, this book I'm so grateful we did this with our wealth community. And I invite you to join us when we do it this next time. All right. Y'all have an amazing day. Love y'all to life. I pray this was powerful. It definitely was for me. And I'm praying it was good for you too. Have a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday. Thank you for everybody who is watching the replay. Feel free to share this with anyone that you feel like it could bless them. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Eastern. Bye, y'all.